So what Islam mean to you?
A liberation.
It's a lifestyle. It's concepts building a healthy life.
Peace.
Islam means freedom. It allows us to do what we want, but with limits, because you need to respect the others.
Islam is the reason of my existence.
الإسلام
It's
بالنسبة
taro.
لي
It means getting to know each other.
한국에서 무슬림을 별로 본 적이 없다. 아마 주로 뉴스로 접했던 것 같다. 그래서 이슬람 국가인 모로코에 가게 되었을 때 여성으로서 특히 옷차림이 걱정스러웠다. 이 옷은 괜찮을까? 이런 짧은 옷은 안 되는 건가? 스카프를 나도 써야 하는 걸까? 이슬람 국가에 사는 여성들에 관련된 기사를 찾아보면 히잡을 제대로 쓰지 않아서 혹은 너무 노출된 옷을 입어서 부정적인 시선을 받거나 심지어는 형벌에 처해지는 경우도 있었다. 그런 이야기를 보면 두려워지는 것도 사실이지만 직접 그들의 목소리를 들어보고 싶기도 했다. 무슬림 여성들의 삶은 정말 억압적일까? 아니, 이슬람은 여성에게 억압적인가? 나는 북아프리카에 위치한 모로코를 통해 무슬림 여성들의 이야기를 들어보기로 했다. 1%에서 99%의 사회로. 같은 이슬람 국가라고 하더라도 매한가지 같은 이슬람색을 띠고 있지는 않다. 종파와 학파, 그리고 정부가 추구하는 방향에 따라 다른 모양의 사회가 만들어진다. 모로코는 수니파, 그중 말라키 학파를 따르며 다른 북서부 아프리카 국가와 수단 등과 같은 이슬람을 가지고 있다. 하지만 모로코 정부가 온건한 이슬람을 표방하고 지리적 역사적으로도 유럽의 영향도 많이 받아 다른 이슬람 국가에 비해 상당히 개방적이라고 알려져 있다. 우리는 오늘 모로코 무슬림 여성들의 목소리로 이슬람을 읽어보려고 한다.
Allah said, O mankind, reverence your guardian Lord who created you from a single person, created of like nature, his mate. There is no woman who was created from the rib of a man, and we have nothing in Islamic legitimacy that proves it. Perhaps other religions do, but the Quran says that woman and man are one soul, but it doesn't say that soul is man. Does Islam oppress women? This is without a doubt a suspicion, and it is a question that has arisen throughout history and in many books. Whoever knows Islam well and reads the Quran and the Prophet's hadiths will discover that it is the first religion to value women.
I wonder why you don't use hijab.
You can do it or you can't because it's a religion. It's only between you and God, not between me and God and someone else. So God gave me a lot of concepts that I should be doing, but I prefer not to choose that one. It's like a lot of concepts to do so they can construct your life, to construct your values, but I'm choosing not to take that one.
Do you think there is a certain regulation that about like how to wear?
No. Like you should wear in a way that we respect the others. And when we go, for example, to the mosque, we should not wear skirts or dresses. We should wear something that respect the holy place we are going, like mosque. And also we should wear hijab when we went to mosque, but when we are in our daily life, it's normal to wear what we want. But in order to respect the others, of course.
What do you mean respect the other here?
Really, really short dresses, something skinny. We make other men's, we seduce men's. So Islam don't want us to seduce the others. This is why we should respect the others. But countrysides, they are more into, they are strict in Islam, in the religion. Like they wear hijab and everything.
How's Marrakesh?
Marrakesh, like it's similar to Rabat. There is no difference. You can be wherever you want. You can find people wearing sexy clothes. And you can also find them wearing a hijab.
So when I got my period, I feel it's so much more as a woman in general. This sort of like shocking transition into adulthood, especially because I was only 11, but now I was a woman. So it just kind of shocked me, especially because now I have to take on my responsibilities as a Muslim woman. I remember I had it like in the middle of Ramadan, so I spent the first half not fasting, and then after my period was over, I had to begin fasting, which was kind of exciting, but also I did not want to yet because I had only practiced fasting for so long before. I know I had to do it for the rest of the month, but I also find out that the more I fast throughout the month, the more I found enjoyment in it, because once you stop thinking about food and about drinking, about all of those kind of like things that we do unconsciously to like kind of like the stress, you try to find other means of possibly like in spending your day. So I was getting more into religion. I was also working out more, studying and reading more, and I just realized that fasting is this kind of like opportunity to just live life more in the present and be more aware of your surroundings. And so instead of seeing my period as something to be scared of, it was more like an opportunity to step into have bigger horizons than what I had as a child, if that makes sense.
People see prayer as it's almost like an obligation that we should do 5 times a day. And it's a bunch of movements, a bunch of stops. But for us, it's like a daily connection with God. Many Muslims are excited to do prayer because it's the one time when they can take a break from the world as it is, just connect with the divine, which is almost as a gift for us.
We have women friends and men friends and so on, but I respect myself, because if I respect myself, that means I respect Islam.
It's normal. It's really normal. We can go out with him, and like you can feel sometimes that he's like a brother for you. He's not your friend or anything.
But do you know, people do a little bit more protective, more yes. And I said that's true. You know why? For example, hotels in Beni Milad don't allow to people who don't have the marriage contract to stay in one room alone. This is strict. This is prohibited. Not the case in Rabat, in big cities, in Tangier, in Marrakesh, and it's prohibited. Yeah, it's prohibited to do a sexual relationship before marriage because of that. It may get pregnant, and the boy may leave her alone. So now we have a single mom with a boy without a father. Where is the family here? What is how is gonna be the life of that child if the Islam prohibits something because there is a logical reason?
I'm a soccer lover. I'm fascinated by football, and I couldn't play. Only boys play football, and I couldn't play with them. It was something. It hurts me a little bit, but I was patient, and I tried to play at home with my brother, with my dad, with my uncle. That's it. Who I called Maharim. I try to play with them. I have a good relation with my cousin, and after my puberty, after making the hijab, I couldn't talk with him. I couldn't play with him anymore. I couldn't have close relationship with him anymore. So I was a little bit sad. But then I just figured out that with this kind of distance with him and the respectful love, he don't see to me as a body, but he see to me as a person.
Is it allowed to have a boyfriend?
It's not normal for Islam, but it's common in Morocco.
And does people look in weird way, or they just take it normal?
They take it normal, but for elders, it's so strange for them.
So basically, by being honored, by being loyal, by being all hardworking. Once you follow those morals that we have in the Quran, we will be the ideal wife and the ideal mother, because those, like morals, apply to everyone who follows the religion. And by consequence, women are just encouraged to take this hurdle, trying to take those things and make them our instincts and our guide.
I'm living with my mom and my grandparents. I didn't mention my dad, because my parents were divorced since my birth. Yes, and all my life I was living, and I'm still living with my mom and my uncle and my grandparents. My life was quite hard, kind of, unfortunately the situation or the position of the divorced women in Arab societies still debatable, still complicated, and I also it's a crazy thinking, but I'm looking for marrying someone a foreigner. I'm not actually against marrying someone who is Moroccan, but I'm against marrying someone who is with Moroccan old thinking. You see what I mean? But I'm not against, there is always exception. This is life, we don't know what's gonna happen.
One day I saw the photo of class, the picture of class of my dad, and I just figured out that there was just two women with a lot of men, and I asked him, why you had just two women classmates? And he said, and it was a lot too, because just the dad of the lady couldn't let her go lonely. The dad felt that he should protect her rather than letting her get education, and it's a question of culture. Religion don't have restrictions in that. Just religion ask the dad just to protect the lady and put her in a safe place.
The misrepresentation that we had, you should stay at home and not study because that's what Islam tells you. People now can just open a book, open the Quran, and see that's absolutely not true. And this because religion was used as a force to make people do things they don't want to do. But when people can see religion as what it is and not what people want it to be, they could actually realize that by not studying, by staying at home, you are going directly against what Islam tells you. As a woman, you have as much of this obligation to study and to educate yourself and become almost important to your country as the man does. For simply being a woman has almost given me this inherent sense of self-esteem that I don't think I would have garnered so easily if it wasn't for Islam.
My life model is Nisa Shkroni. She was an ambassador to Morocco to Canada. She's my life model because she was a woman to be an ambassador, and she just represented a strong, independent woman that support the empowerment of women, and she's an incredible lady.
And you want also that kind of woman.
Yeah.
I am in the first female editor-in-chief position in Morocco, the religious newspaper in Morocco. So it's a very historic and very major position in religion and in Morocco. What really separates women from reaching high positions in society is definitely hard work. As long as we are putting in the work and putting in those efforts, we can reach anything we want. In Morocco, or the Islamic world in general, as much as any other country, we have our own issues and all, but they are not any different. They are not any excessive because of Islam. I chose this impossible position as I wanted to reach it so I can eventually study how the history of women from the beginning of Islam till the end of those right examples to prove that what you really need to do is just work hard to reach those positions. And we women can be part of the elite as well. We can be part of those media positions that have only been for men before, for example.
수많은 인터뷰들이 여성에 대한 억압의 요인을 말하는 과정에서 이슬람이 아니라 구시대적인 정신을 이야기했다. 수없이 언급된 이 부분이 단순히 개인의 느낌일까? 관련해서 전문가의 생각을 묻고자 모함메드 5세 대학에서 이슬람법을 가르치고 이슬람 내 여성의 권리에 대해서 연구하는 부테이나 교수님을 찾았다.
I see that not only doctrinally, but scientifically and practically, we discover a great fairness for women. Through our readings of the Quran or Allah's Constitution, it is strange that whenever I look at the Prophet's biography, I'm surprised because I find such a big difference between him and the current Moroccan man. This difference is manifested in the intellectual liberalization. This Moroccan Arab man regards Moroccan women inferior. This is our reality, this reality that we live in and many women live in. Maybe even European women, I don't know. When I read the Prophet's biography, I found that the Prophet was criticized by Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. Even sometimes when he tells her about his ideas, she criticizes and opposes him. And he receives her objection with a welcoming heart. For example, the Saudi behavior, when it banned women from driving, had nothing to do with Islamic law. Rather, it was the mentality of the Saudi men that had nothing to do with Islamic law. Dressing in Saudi Arabia has nothing to do with Islamic law. There are a number of issues that we think are from Islam, but they are not from Islam. Even when we say in Morocco that the woman compulsorily serves the husband, it has nothing to do with Islamic law. Rather, Islamic law existed centuries before women's liberation and preceded education. Other than that, there were rulings written in the Quran and rulings among scholars that the man is obligated to bring cooked food to the women, and that the woman doesn't serve the husband or the children of the husband or his family. Even breastfeeding is paid for. For there are mentalities that sometimes judge the application of Islamic law.
모로코가 여성 인권에 아무런 문제가 없는 것은 당연히 아니다. 모로코는 여성의 인구 대비 사회 진출 및 기회가 아직 미흡한 편이고 여성에 대한 폭력도 해결해야 할 문제 중 하나이다. 그리고 많은 분석이 가부장적인 문화를 그 배경으로 꼽는다. 우리는 쉬이 이것을 종교적인 이유일 것이라고 단정지어왔다. 아마 우리 사회와 가장 눈에 띄는 다른 점이기 때문이 아니었을까? 불행히도 이런 단정은 자주 이슬람에 대한 혐오로 이어졌다. 하지만 무슬림 여성들은 오히려 이슬람이 그들을 지키고 그들의 권리를 보호해주고 있다고 말한다. 그리고 그들에 대한 억압은 아랍 문화권에 남아있는 가부장적인 사회, 이슬람에 대해 옳지 못한 해석과 오용으로부터 기인한다고 지목한다. 그들은 목소리를 내고 있다.
We are not backwards, close-minded and restrict women. In fact, Islam only came to open the horizons for women who were treated as cattle in Arab, pre-Islamic era.